I want to talk to my people, you that understand what I'm talking about and what I have experienced now for 22 years. And today is it the last day on 2022, and I have told you from heaven that this year 2023 that will come soon, and if you have that, those that in Israel, the country Israel, those that is in the country Israel, if you hear this, you should have a second home to go to when the war is coming. The war is coming 2023, so you need to have a backup for your existence, and you should not cut away those lifelines you have in your life because you think that you live safe and you live okay, and because the disaster, the war, can come very quick. Over one night it's have changed the whole picture. And what heaven have told me since the first beginning of my podcast, almost, I don't know, it's so much episodes now, but what heaven have told me and told you, that the tribulation started in 2019, but that was just the late 2019, not the whole year 2019. That's why it's called COVID-19, because they find it out about this with COVID in 2019. And that's the start of tribulation. And for me that live in Sweden, that we got COVID-19 in February 2020. So that's why it's just in the end of 2019. And then tribulation is 7 years. So 2023 will be the peak of the most evil things going on. Damage, evil spirits running around here on earth and create those darkness. And you should be awake about that. And don't go with what you hear and see from the world, because the devil is running around now because it's his last year, and he go very fast and aggressive into this year. So you should have a backup with your life. Don't think that I will stay here forever where you are, because it can happen that you have to run from it, and then you need this backup. You should not spend all your money on parties and nice clothes and this. You need to have something in your bank account. If you are not sure that you go with God, the real God, then he help you. But if you are not really into God in 100%, then you need to have worldly things in the bank. And so I'm telling you this because I'm locked in a hotel now in Jerusalem, and the taxi driver, I knew that when he come and picked me up from the Rock of Dome, I knew that I saw that he was a little crazy, but he was saying the right words to me. So that was the tricky thing. And now with it, that I have come to understand from heaven about him now. I think he was on his right way first when we met, and he said he loved me when I gave him the money that heaven said to me in the night that I should give him 2,000, and I was thinking I don't have 2,000 shekel. I don't have $2,000, so it must Swedish 2,000. But it's 2,000 is also a year. It's when I started to walk under God, and I didn't know God before year 2000. So it can be both of it. And so I gave him the money, and that was not enough for him to pay for this electric damage. And so he saw that I have more money. I have shekel in my wallet, and he took all the money from me that I had in the wallet. And that was a sign that he was money hungry. And he saw me as a piggy bank, someone that had lots of money. That's how they see me here in Israel. They think I have lots of money. And I have told you that when my bills are paid in Sweden, I have about $400 to live on with all this expensive. But I can manage it because I don't drink alcoholic, and I don't go out and eat, and I don't smoke. So it's okay for me. But I have never anything to save, no money to save in the bank. It's this money I got, people don't understand it. That those money I got to travel to Jerusalem, when they say from heaven that I should touch the Golden Gate first, they say, and I didn't know what it was, but I checked it out on the internet, and then I saw it was in Jerusalem. Then I knew that I should go to Jerusalem, but I had no money. There was no money in my bank account. I can't save up anything. The most money is going to buy food for me, and then I am at the hospital many times, and I do my feet because I have diabetic, and I have issues with my body, so I need to pay for that, and I pay for transportation to places with taxi for us that is disabled. We have a taxi, but we have to pay for it until about $200 per year, and then is it free for us. But this time I couldn't bring with me my scooter to to Jerusalem because the taxi in Tel Aviv didn't take it, because they want people to pay, many people in the taxi, and not a scooter that fill up the whole car. So I couldn't. So I have to walk in Jerusalem. I got assistance at the airport, so there were I okay. But as soon as I landed in Tel Aviv, I had the help to come out from the airport, but I didn't have any taxi to Jerusalem, and I didn't have a hotel because I have to stay 2 days in Copenhagen before I could leave because of this corona insurance I needed to have. So I have to wait for it and pay lots of money for an expensive hotel in Copenhagen that I could pay with US dollar. And heaven say I should not only go for shekel. I changed my money to shekel before I left. But one day they say from heaven that I should exchange it to US dollar. So about $1,000. And that make me could be in the hotel to pay. And then I pay this taxi driver for him to get $2,000. So I gave him $200, but he wanted more when he saw that I had more money. And then he sent me a mail, and that was very strange mail yesterday, because it looked like it was from Africa, and he says dear, and I think it says my first name, not my first name, my second name. And the taxi driver know that I use my first name, Anna, in Israel. That's my real name, Anna, and not Eva. So my first name is Anna. And the mail say, dear Eva. And then it says that I should go with him to a man. And it was a name that you, if you will find this man, you can't find him because it's not a real name. And it's a nickname. And then he told me that the electricity went out from his taxi car, and that I can buy because I saw it in his car. But then he told me that they wanted so very much money to repair, so it was like buying a new car, and that make no sense for me. And then he said that he must pay a man, because I told him that I wanted him to come with me to Sweden and be there with me and help me with both my disability, and also about this that he can speak Hebrew and Arabic in my podcast. And it says that he couldn't come with me to Sweden because he had so much to pay another man that he had borrowed the money from him. And the email was in very good English and written. And in the other email I had got from him, it had only been one line, and in not so good English to spell. But here was it perfect email, and it was long. It was a real history, a story told. And so that was the first impression I get from the email, that wow, did he sent so much text when he only have written me one line every time before. So I wrote back and say that I have to ask heaven about this, what to do, because he said you have so much power. So and deer, the African deer, and he said, dear, you have so much power, and you can help me with this man, to talk to this man about the money that he wants from me. And I wrote back that I'm going to ask heaven about this before I can tell you if I can follow you to this man or not. And immediately when I read it, I heard from heaven kidnapping, that they are going to kidnap me because they think I even if, maybe I don't have the money on me, but I have people that have lots of money that will pay for me to come free from the kidnapping. And in the night I got a nightmare in the night. And it started, I had 2 dreams, nightmares. And it was, the first one was a man that coming to my door. He come in the stairs, in the stair house, and knock on my door. And when I opened the door, it looked like he had lots of pizza. He had something, but inside it I saw it was a weapon, a revolver, showing me. And I was killed. But I was not killed, because this was a nightmare, and I am never killed when it is a dream vision. And this was a dream vision. I always go out from it. Okay. And then after that it come a second nightmare, dreams. But this was much better, because I was out from the door and was walking in the stairs, and I be frightened because I remember him from the first dream, that he come and met me in the stairs. But he asked me for me in the stairs, and I say, go up on the second floor, there is, she lived there. I say to him, and then I run out outside the house, and then I hide me from him and waiting, but it ended that he saw me, but he had already killed those people that I told him where they lived. And I'm sorry, because I knew it was a couple, old couple, that live in that home that was killed of him. So he was not frightened for me anymore. when he saw me. It was a hello, like that, and then he walked away. So it was like I had two ways to go. I had two decisions to go. And of course I didn't take the first one. I hide. And I do that today now. Because I don't want to go out and he may be coming, driving, and pass me by and see me and take me into the car. So I stay at the hotel until I go into Tel Aviv to the airport. And I'm so happy because he told me, the taxi driver, that he wanted to drive me. He said to tell the taxi to not come and get you. I will drive you and say goodbye to you at the airport, he said. And I believe that was real him. And I am wondering what happened with him, because it was not he that wrote that email to me. I need to talk to God to keep him, even to keep him so he's not be killed or damaged, that someone had taken over, that they maybe see that he have more money than normal. And last episode I was thinking, and I told you that I don't understand why he's so frightened about money, that he's driving from 4 o'clock in the morning till about midnight and don't have any money. But I think he is in some kind of pressure. He say that he borrowed money from a man, and I should go and talk to this man. And he told me that he have to pay 2,000 shekel every month to this man. I think in some way he is under pressure of paying money to other people to not be killed. It seems like that, and I have to talk to God about him, because he seems that he changed his way until this with the electricity go down, and then he have to pay so much money to repair it. And there it started, this about to take money from me and then later on to kidnap me to get the money from to let me go free or kill me. So that is the best way to do it. And I told one of these men that talking to me about that I am Muslim, because I am thinking that every generation have had their prophets, and they have not success so very much. Many of them, they have been in mental hospital, they have been killed, they have been in prison, and people have only denied it and make fun of them. And that's why I was born to be a prophet, but a female prophet, because they are aware about a man to be a prophet. So they don't see me, because they think that what will happen, it's coming from men. that's what God's plan was from the beginning, that I have been born before to earth, and I have been man, and I'm I have not success. I have been killed and put in prison or mental hospital, and so it was also witchcraft. They were burned, and it was not only women; it was men there also. And I know I have been a druid in Ireland. That I know. In the year 600, It was when Muhammad died. In that time, I was on Ireland as a church leader, a druid, and so I know. And this time, God had another plan to make me be a female prophet, and so far have it working, because I have ended my walk in my education. I have ended my education from heaven to when I touch the Golden Gate, and I'm going back to Sweden. And I tell you, I'm not foreteller. I don't know what will happen in the future. I am only happy to take the taxi to Tel Aviv and go out from Jerusalem. That have been a very bad experience for me now. But this night, it's the New Year Eve, and I asked this man that talking about that I am Muslim. I say to him, I have a question, and I say that I am a prophet. But Muhammad, he say he was the last prophet, and that is not right. I say to him, because I am a prophet. I hear from God, and I laugh a little and say he maybe was talking about the man to be a prophet, and not was thinking about a woman can be a prophet, I say. So he was okay with that, what I was talking. I'm always frightened that they go very angry at me, but he wasn't. And he have noticed all things that was have going on this 1 month now, and I have seen it. So I say, will it be some feast party here at 12 o'clock? I say in the hotel. I have a lunch going on now in some minutes. I hope to could publish this before I go to lunch. I have food to eat today, but he make a sign to me that he will bring New Year Eve food or beverage and things, Muslim way, to the hotel, because he's working in the night. So he is here on New Year Eve. So he gave me a sign. He didn't want to tell other people that doesn't work in the night that he will have some for me to eat and drink maybe. I have water to drink, so it's okay. So I don't go out. I have food now, so I can stay in the room. And it was not me that was paying to stay at the hotel. It was someone of you. Some of you pays some part of this traveling, but there was one that gave me about $4,000 to buy a flight ticket and and then I got a little more money from you that support me, so I could pay cash with shekel. All over the office desk was full of shekel. I come here at 3 o'clock in the night, and it was a real man that took me in also, a Jewish man. He have not working since then at the hotel, but he was the one that took those money and gave me a receipt that I have paid those money. I say I needed to have that so I can show it, so you don't kick me out after 1 week and staying 1 month here. So that's what happened, and I'm glad that no one have paid. No one have support me with money since I was talking about this man, that he maybe needs support for repair the car, because when I gave him that, I wrote to him that was a test from heaven to see your reaction of the money that I gave to you. It was not giving money, it was to give a test to him, and he wanted more money from me. So he was he didn't believe in God, he believed in money. But I forgive him if it's in a bad situation, because of this email that come that doesn't look like him. I have written it. So this man that are going to have party tonight at the hotel, he know the story I told him, and he understand it. He understand that I am in dangerous. I can't be outside. I am safe in the hotel room, and he told me who is working in my room. If someone knocking on the door, it should be she that coming and knocking on my door. So this is my fortress, the hotel. And I don't need to go out and do fun things, because that was not my money. So in that way, you have saved my life in that way, that you supported me. So I didn't take from my little money that I get in retirement. So I'm okay. It doesn't matter for me, because I am not a party woman. And you gave me money so I can stay inside the room without thinking, oh, I must do something for the money. I don't need it. And I wish you a happy new year. And it's a spirit here telling you. He is saying this to you that listen, that remember what she said from the beginning of the episode. The spirit are saying to you, because it's true. It's going to be very hard to live all over this earth, this globe in 2023. So I love you and God loves you. That's why I do this podcast, because we care for you.